and everything's just like, it's like Twitch reaction sort of things.
Okay, hold on, you were talking about like the blushes called Orgasm and Super Orgasm?
Right.
I don't mean to interrupt, but this reminded me. I'm going through like the site of just different eye products that I'm never going to buy because they're so expensive. But like Brayden said, this game seems like a twin stick shooter, if that makes sense.
Yeah. One that I'm gonna hopefully be looking at a little later that I got in Indie Box called Nuclear Throne, and it's 2-player, so if you want to end up playing with me.
Okay.
It's a twin stick shooter.
What does that mean?
It's where you use one stick, like my one hand here is controlling the character, and then where I put my mouse is where my character attacks.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
But, I don't know, I guess I could try it again with a controller, but this just seems like, I don't know, I almost feel like that might be for any sort of twin stick shooter, that it would just feel easier on a mouse and keyboard, like unless it's really optimized for a stick, but like the mouse just offers so much more mobility. Like a lot of shooters seem that way. Like the only reason that people play games like, say, Halo or whatever on a console is because they're usually exclusive to that console. Most shooters just play more fluidly on a computer because of the control scheme. It's easier to aim with the mouse than it is with a stick.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Not that I play a ton of those games, but yeah, this is basically just like a fantasy skin over like a twin stick shooter with just crazy amounts of mobs, and but it's also a roguelite because every time you die and you come back into it, the floors at least are different. Like both times, or the few times I've been able to get past this first floor, I fought the World Breaker boss, the one that looks like Cthulhu, but I don't know if there's other ones that would appear randomly, or if it's the same boss at the end of each floor.
Yeah.
But yeah. And like, I don't know, part of its adrenaline rush sort of thing is that anytime you go to do damage, the numbers just jump all over the screen. So if you're surrounded by like huge mobs, it just gets confusing to where you even are. So just having to like focus in that moment and be like, oh, that's where I am, and trying to stay alive is just another part of the challenge. Oh, is this better armor? Nope. Oh no, I sprung a trap. I sprung a trap. Alright. Why not?
Brayden says,
go
Nick,
for it.
what has been your favorite character class thus far?
So far the warrior just is feeling the best, but I've also just played them the most and upgraded them the most, so it might just feel easier. The ranger was fun just because of like how much more distance they had on their attacks. I didn't really get too different of a feel between, what was it, the cleric and the mage. that I had played, but then there's the 4 class like types, but then within each of those, I guess there's unlockable there's unlockable classes within each of the 4 distinctions. But I don't know, so far Warrior's feeling the best. So alright, what do you got to say before I go into face Cthulhu?
Look at this mascara called Perversion.
What color is it?
Black.
Or wait, what did you say? Mascara?
Yeah.
Is most mascara black? Are there different color?
There's different color, but I feel like it's the most popular.
Oh, no, this is a different one. This is Spider Queen.
That's
oh.
cute. Cute.
Oh, I think she also has
Is
a
she a
shield
Black
like
Widow?
me. I think she is. Okay, so oh no! Get out of there! Get out of there! Ah. Oh no! Well, dang. Achievements. What should I play?
What haven't you played?
I've played all of them. I played Warrior the most.
What did you have the most fun?
I don't know, they're all
Brayden
cool.
said, "Good luck, sir. Kick some Cthulhu tentacle."
It wasn't Cthulhu though. It was Spider Queen.
Queen.
Which one?
I don't know.
Maybe of these 3.
Mage.
Mates. I'll upgrade this dude twice.
Oh wait, it's a spider. They try to eat you.
That's did I show you that clip?
No.
That was like a classic Game Grumps, like when John was still on.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, yeah, now I remember you showed me.
Yeah, it was from when they were playing Mario Party one time, and well, Aaron and John had done a skit on John's channel. I think I might have also showed you, where he played, where Aaron played John's character's wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Yep.
And they started falling into those voices again, and then Aaron's like, "Oh no, there's a spider! It's going to eat me!" And then John pulls out this line about giant spiders good for economy. And Brayden and I always liked watching that, so the giant spider got me. See, I'm not quite sure what his special does. Just kind of like brings in random arrows towards where I point, I guess. So the mage has got a bit of distance. I feel maybe not as much as the ranger, which I guess makes sense. But then there's also this more pinpointed special.
Yeah.
Which can be good. And the music's also... Oh no, I sprung a trap. Because you're not listening to it right now, though.
No.
You could plug in if you wanted, but...
It'd be weird though, because it's a little like behind. Yeah.
What do you mean it's a little behind?
Well, isn't the YouTube a little behind? Like,
No, I mean you couldn't... Like, I've got the multi...
Oh, yeah, no, I'm good. I have all that music going on.
It's a dragon! Okay. So I can use a whole bunch of my special at once because I guess... Or I guess if it's considered magic and these fireballs are just considered as base attack. but I think the mage has a lot more of a magic meter than the other classes, which makes sense. But well, I just couldn't tell what was getting at me there. Let's see. Well, I might as well do a rogue run, a shaman run, and then maybe one last warrior run. And then, set up for Armello, which is a game similar in theme, but much different in execution. And it'll be a bit of a, well, like a much more of a slowdown, pace-wise. But let's shoot up some undead. Why did I just run into that guy? Do you ever wonder why, like, doing the whole, like, video game logic thing, where, like, if enemies just run into you, they hurt you?
Yeah.
But then you don't hurt them if you run into them? Like, I think a game that actually takes that into consideration is Kirby.
Never played.
We haven't played any Kirby games?
No.
They're pretty good. They, like, everything's cute in those games. So you almost feel as if, like, if you look at it as more than just like, oh, it's a fun game and it's got a cute aesthetic, it's kind of like, what's Kirby's deal? Why is he killing everybody?
Just that badass.
Oh, I guess I'm also, can't tell if the ranger moves faster than the warrior and the other classes too, or if I was just using my fast running, but oh gosh. Helios the Bulwark, Paramark the Angered. Just have to wonder what, like, how big of a name bank they have for the different named enemies. Well, my friend just died in a very obviously bloody accident.
Brayden says, Kirby and the Crystal Shards was an awesome game, so much fun. And Kirby doesn't kill, he just eats everyone. Oh no, I feel like eating someone might be killing them.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Like, Kirby and the Crystal Shards was cool because it, like, I don't remember beating that game, but I remember, like, back when renting games was a thing, I felt like I rented that game a lot. And
renting games.
So you know enough about Kirby that, like, depending on the enemy that he eats, he can, like, gain their power or whatever.
Yeah.
In the N64 game, the Crystal Shards, you're able to, like, combine different enemies together, and the combinations would give different abilities too. So that was really cool. It just gave a whole other layer to Kirby's powers. And the thing is, I'm not sure if it was, like, balanced to make that, like, the two sourced. Oh jeez, I got right stuck between some trees there, and they just devoured me. I don't know how balanced the game was for the combined powers, or if they were sort of just like considered broken or whatever, like really good. But like, I also feel that there's points in Kirby where it seems like deceptively easy. Like the first few worlds and the bosses might make you be like, oh, you know, this is just like a fun romp the whole time, and then you'll get to a boss and you'll be like, why is this so hard?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's this one boss that is basically an eye in a cloud that uses like lightning based attacks and stuff.
Yeah.
That can be deceptively hard from what I remember. Okay, so what I'm understanding so far about the cleric is that they kind of have one big super move, but I think
in reference to eating someone as killing them, Jordy says not if they're into that thing.
True enough. Like, what was that? Have you watched all the IT Crowd?
Of course I have.
See, I was just being stupid, taking the boss head on. That episode that parodied, like, I think it was a true story about, and I think the guy was German.
Mm-hmm.
That he put out, like, a Craigslist, or, like, the equivalent of Craigslist in Germany, like, an ad of, like, I want to cannibalize someone, like, get back to me. And someone did, and this guy killed and ate this person. But do you remember that episode where Moss basically gets roped into that? But it's like,
yeah, kinda.
I want you for dinner, and Moss just thinks that this person is like inviting him over for dinner. It's like, oh, what's for dinner? You are. And then Moss is like, oh, there's been a misunderstanding. But apparently that, like, came from a real thing. Which I guess is kind of hard to, like moments like that, it's, like, hard to argue the, like, the morality in it, or, like, the laws around it, because the person apparently consented to being killed and eaten, so, like, what do?
Yeah. Just so
I'm getting out of there. Weapon? Item? Dragon. Hey, so after this run, do you want to learn how to play Armello?
Sure.
Okay. Oh gosh. Bish 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 bish. Bishy bashy. Wow. I was just not patient enough.
Just died.
I just died.
Oh no.
Like, straight up. Well, I guess for now, that's where I'm gonna leave Overture. Not sure if I'm gonna come back to it on stream, but I guess if I ever need a game to, like, wake me up.
Before you go.
Linda said like a yo-yo. But I don't know. This might be the kind of game to play when you're feeling sleepy, just to get your blood flowing.
I thought you were about to say, like, before you go to sleep, and I'm like, nope.
Oh yeah, this is a perfect before bed game, you know.
Tire you out.
Maybe. I don't know.
Snap.
Well, you can. It's your house.
I want a snap.
Oh, wait. Do you have any of those snap pea things left?
No.
Anyway, this was a look at Overture by Black Shell Games, and for whoever's watching, and when I put this on YouTube, I just want to thank them again for the free Steam key. That was super cool of them, and I've enjoyed my time with it so far, and I might just keep going at it in my free time just to see what I can unlock, because there's the warrior, the knight, and the soldier, the ranger, the rogue, and the duelist, the wizard, the witch, and the invoker, and the cleric, the priestess, and the paladin. Oh, there's a fourth one to each. There's the monk. Or is there 5? Justicar, druid. No, there's tons. I haven't read through everything. Doesn't require a whole lot of thinking. Yeah, like
brute forcing ignorance.
Kind of. But like, if you want to stay alive, like I guess it's just like getting into a zone and just like moving through it. Necromancer, arsonist, thief, trickster, bandit, peltast? Have you seen this word before? Peltast?
No.
Ast.
Peltast.
Barbarian and brute. Yeah. This has been pretty sweet. But just want to thank Black Shell Games again for letting me check this out for free.